What's going on, guys? Welcome back into another episode of the Post to Post podcast. My name's Chris Ronan. With me, as always, is my co-host Matt Small.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
How are you?
Happy to be back, aren't we?
Oh, it's been very nice.
So nice to have something to watch, you know?
Right? Like back to normal.
Right. First things first, I wanted to thank everybody who tuned into the live watch party on opening night. We had a lot of fun. Shout out to Beer League Hero for jumping on the call with me, entertaining the fans.
I came in for a bit to watch it. It was nice.
Yeah.
It
was a good time. Yeah,
Nice.
we did about an hour. I wanted to do Montreal. Who played that night? Montreal, Vancouver?
Montreal, Toronto?
Montreal, Toronto. I wanted to do that game, but I couldn't get it on the app that I use, so I ended up doing the third period of Pittsburgh, Philly, and the beginning of Tampa Bay and Chicago.
Yeah, that's the issue I've been running into is, finding places to watch the games.
Yeah. Xfinity, I have Xfinity, so they have some of the games, but that's just what I've been dealing with, basically. We did get to see Tampa raise their banner, too. That was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Also, a little thing that we did this week, we started doing picks for the week. So we did season picks that we covered last episode. One of our listeners, Alex, jumped in and has been doing picks with us. If anyone else wants to jump in, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, YouTube, wherever you want to hit us, throw in some picks. Let us know what you think. They don't have to be smart guesses, but a guess is a guess, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, through 3 nights, we have St. Louis and Colorado still playing tonight. I went 12 for 19, Alex went 12 for 19, and Matt's 15 for 19 right now. So only 4 wrong picks.
Yeah.
So all you gamblers out there better start listening to what Matt has to say here. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun to keep track of, you know?
It's been pretty cool. I feel like every day gives me something to do. I'll jump on that Discord, and you kind of remind me that we need to do the picks. I'm like, oh, yeah. And it feels like...
Gives you something to watch for, I feel like, right?
So something to look forward to and to realize, like, oh yeah, hockey's back. I can watch this.
And we got them every day. It's like I think there was a tweet. It was like 116 consecutive days. There's games scheduled.
That's incredible,
right? Isn't that awesome?
I'm not even complaining right now.
So good to see that. Anyways, on to opening night and some things that we noticed. 4 NHL arenas are allowing fans into the stadium. I didn't realize this before it started. Only 2 of them have actually played. Arizona Coyotes and the Nashville Predators have played.
Right.
The Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers will also be doing it. Dallas Stars right now facing COVID issues, so they haven't started, and they won't start until the 19th, which is probably the day that we're going to release this episode. Mm-hmm. It's the 15th right now, Friday. And the Florida Panthers have yet to play either. Going into the Dallas Stars issues, they have 17 players who tested positive for COVID-19. So they were supposed to play on opening night, and they got their games pushed to January 19th. Crazy.
That's nuts.
It is, man. I mean, it is what it is. But the NHL released a statement. They completed their 2020-2021 formal training camps with 31 teams. Total of 27 players tested positive among 9 different clubs. During the 2-week period from December 30th to January 11th, players were tested on a daily basis with a total of approximately 12,000 tests administered in an excess of 1,200 players.
Wow.
Effective with the start of the 2021 regular season, the NHL will provide regular updates on the results of tests administered to players, including the identities of players, which I thought was kind of weird. I felt like a lot of other leagues aren't naming who's out because of, like, HIPAA violation, you know?
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Would COVID be a different thing now for people to know? Or
Yeah, especially where you're, like, a public face, like... I think the NFL had like a COVID reserve list. Like there's the injured reserve, long-term injured reserve, and now there's the COVID reserve, which is they're still on the team obviously, and they're just not a rostered player because they have COVID.
Like we found out about, there's a bunch of injuries going on around the league, but they never tell you what it is. It's upper body, lower body. They don't really tell what it is.
Yeah, so that's another HIPAA thing. That's why they do that.
It's interesting that they've given out the names.
So they say that they are, but I haven't seen specific people been named yet either, right? Fucking footsies.
My bad.
I haven't seen anyone specifically named yet, right?
No, me neither. So it might be coming out next week, this weekend or something.
I don't know.
But
interesting, though. So it's pretty cool to see that some of these, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to see that some of these places are doing fans, hopefully in a safe manner.
I didn't realize that until I was watching the highlights for the Arizona game, and all of a sudden I'm looking in the stands and there's fans there just hanging out. I thought it was like crew members or whatever, you know, like sometimes like Vegas did it too, or just like there's a few guys in the stands. But oh no, those are actual fans.
So were there like little clumps of people? Like these people are all together spread
yeah,
out.
and like they were spread out, so it'd be like a group of like 4 or whatever. They'd be next to each other, but like I'd say like another 8 to 10 seats away from them to the side would be another group.
That's
So,
pretty
like,
cool.
they're split
Yeah,
up.
so they're doing it right at least,
Yeah.
you know.
So-
But yeah, Nashville played. It says they were at home. I didn't notice fans there, but like you said, you noticed the Arizona ones.
Mhm.
The Stars will play on the 19th, and the other team was the Florida Panthers, who haven't had a game yet, thank goodness, because we don't know what's going on with Keith Yandle. There's been talk that he has fallen out of favor with the Panthers organization, but my thing is for him, like, he's such a great defenseman. He has a running Ironman streak, and his numbers haven't slipped. So what the hell is going on?
I don't get it. Could this be like they don't see him as like, fits well personality wise with the team anymore?
That's
like,
what I
is
mean.
that-
Like, what is it?
I
I don't
don't
know.
get it.
Like, I don't know if I haven't looked into it. Obviously, I don't know if there's a new GM in Florida or like a new coach that doesn't like him. But that's the only real thing that I could guess.
I could tell you one thing: if Florida lets him go, there's every other team in the NHL willing to go for him.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a stud defenseman. There's no reason for it. And luckily, Florida hasn't played yet. But his Ironman streak is looking like it might come to an end.
Unfortunate. Going back to your Nashville Predators in the open stands, I sent you this video. I think TSN or someone had it. Someone threw the catfish on the ice
Yeah.
with a mask on it.
Oh, that makes sense because I was like, who threw it? There shouldn't be any fans there.
Yeah,
So
and-
Nashville has fans,
and
and that's
then-
who threw it.
I think I responded to it. It goes, "Oh, it must be some guy that works there that did it." Just to
That'd be
make-
hilarious.
Now that we found out that there's fans
Yeah.
there,
They
That's
threw a
hilarious.
catfish on the ice with a mask,
mask
on
on
it.
it.
That's so
don't
funny.
get COVID.
Going back to teams that have fans in the stands, the Sharks are playing all of their home games at Arizona. And one thing that was interesting to us that I wanted to look up was, what are they going to do with the Sharks logo? I think you found the answer to that, right?
So I looked it up, and not much is on it, which means they're probably not going to do anything. But if you watch an Arizona game, their home games, obviously, right in their center ice, they have the purple crescent moon logo painted there at the Gila River Arena. It's part of their Arizona. It's part of their 21st anniversary. Yeah, God, sorry. It's part of their 21st. 20. Can I speak? Please, please, mouth. Just take the words and just let me use them. Arizona's 25th anniversary. It was a center ice logo when the team first moved to the Valley, and so they're using it, I guess, for both teams.
That's kind of nice because, I mean, it gives them a feel that they're not really away at, like, the Arizona place, but they're not really, like, home. I don't know. It's just, like, neutral ground, I guess.
All right.
But Arizona does have fans, so... Are San
Like,
Jose
San
fans
Jose
going to
fans
go?
going to Arizona?
Are they allowed to even? Because they're
think you
crossing
can.
state lines and they're going to Arizona to go watch a team
So
play.
but in order to see a game, they'd have to plan like way in advance because you'd have to go to Arizona, quarantine for 14 days, watch the game, go back to San Jose,
Right.
quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah, I don't
So
think that's happening.
There's gonna be no Sharks fans there, but just like every other most of the teams in the NHL, there's gonna be no fans there either.
Yeah,
so.
right. So no real home ice advantage this year, which is okay, I guess.
No, but I did like seeing what little fans there were in Arizona. So it made me realize that like we're starting to get into normal reality now with the vaccine coming out and everything too. So it was a nice look into the future with everything going back to
Yeah,
normal.
hopefully we will get there soon.
Yep.
But that game was actually really fun to watch too. Darcy Kemper played that night, right?
Yep,
He looked really good.
Yeah.
I liked his pads a lot personally.
so sick.
But Martin Jones coming out as a stud in overtime with that 2-on-0 save.
Oh
You see that?
man, he looked good.
Oh yeah,
That was
awesome.
great.
Well, what the hell is Carlson doing, dude?
I don't know.
So it's 3-on-3 in
watching the
NHL overtime now for 5 minutes, and then it goes to a shootout, obviously. The Arizona player the defenseman is in the back of the zone with the puck, 2 forwards pressing him, and Carlson's in the offensive zone by the blue line. And both Arizona forwards are just breaking out behind him. They feed that pass out easily. Now they have a 2-on-0. Just wide open. Like, what are you
Martin
doing?
Jones just comes across, gets a skate on there.
Yeah,
Man, it was nice.
Nasty. He lifted the pad up to make it, I think.
What did that remind me of? I think Bobrovsky kind of had almost something similar. Do you remember Bobrovsky coming over and just like getting like his skate blade on it?
Yeah, yep. And there was a
remember
quick
that.
one that I thought looked really similar. He's sliding across, and the player's going to elevate that puck,
Right.
and he lifts his skate up off the ice and brings it up.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
remember
Because it
that.
seemed like that's how Jones had to make that save.
Quick is unbelievable.
He's nasty, man, isn't he?
We were talking about Vasilevsky being just like a rubber band. Quick is another one too.
Yeah,
Both of them
he's
are just
super flexible.
crazy.
They're like the most flexible guys in the league, I would say.
Oh, for sure. So what we got next that I wanted to talk about too is Shesterkin. I don't know if you want to jump on
go
that. I was watching. We're watching the game, and he wears a headband, like one of those women's headbands, under his mask. I'm curious how many other goalies do that. When I started growing out my hair, this is how I got. I have an Under Armour cap, those elastic caps or whatever. I put it on.
Is it like a swim cap or is it like a skull cap, like a biker would wear?
Skull cap.
Okay.
And I slick my hair back and I put the skull cap on so like the hair doesn't get in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I knew how to do that was we had a goalie that played the MAHL 3-on-3 with us. Do you remember
NHL
him?
3-on-3.
NHL 3-on-3.
I wish.
I was playing too much NHL 21. I can't remember his name. He was a tall kid with long hair. Do you remember him at all? No,
I don't think so.
Well, I remember,
what season was it?
God.
Were you with the Squids?
Yeah, we were with the Squids.
Was I playing with the Buke?
Yep. I'm shocked you remember him. He's like a taller kid. Kind of kept.
Who did he play for? Was he with the Jeanettes?
He might have been.
I think so. I didn't really talk to them too much.
But he had that skull cap on, and that's where I was starting to grow out my hair, and I was like, oh, I gotta get one of those. So
a couple of the forwards that I played with on the South Shore Stars, and then the Squires hockey team, they wore those too.
Yeah.
But they were like bike riders, like that's what they.
Yeah, that's what
they
do.
Yeah, it's more of a
I know
fashion
about
statement.
like the handkerchief.
Yeah, like Dave Torrey. You know Dave Torrey? He always wore one of those. Guy's the man. I love Dave Torrey. Favorite defenseman I ever played for. The guy's a madman. Just laying out in front of pucks in men's league. It's awesome, dude. Guy's a legend.
So I guess the worst thing about that is like post game. The only thing that's nice is like your mask isn't as sweaty, but like you could just take that headband, just like rinse
it's
it out.
It's like a ShamWow that you wear, right?
I gotta wash it every time.
I do too.
I play.
Yeah,
it's fucking disgusting.
I used to get that. Like my top hair used to be a little longer in the front too, and I used to get it in front of my face, but
it's brutal.
It's kind of just like the way that I put my helmet on. I secure it down and then flip it back up. You know what I mean? With the helmet.
It's got to be like different hair, not styles, but like different types of hair that just allows you to slick it back. Like I always see Hopi in his long hair, and like when he takes off his mask, all he does is like throw some water on it and like whips it back, and he seems fine.
It stays, yeah.
And it just
so
stays.
It's also about like how your hair grows. Like if you have hair that grows forward, you basically need to like every day like really brush it back, and you can change the way that your hair grows to do that, but it takes a lot of work. And I mean, I don't know if you really want that or. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then it's like now your hair's like that.
Yeah.
When you're just not on the ice too, you know?
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Moving on from Shesterkin and the headband. Actually, if anyone else does the same thing or something different, let us know. Definitely in the comment section, Discord, or anything. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what other people do. The skull cap, and actually, that's the first time I've ever seen a goalie wear that metal headband thing. So I'm curious what other people do.
Some of them are plastic too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that would be uncomfortable personally. They're like kind of like pointy.
Yeah.
From what I remember when I was a kid playing with like
so
my
with the
my
mask
mother.
on and it pushing down.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
can only imagine. Interesting. So, with that said,
let's go Vancouver Edmonton next.
Okay, sounds good. So in the beginning of that game, did you see that Thatcher Demko save?
Yeah. He it was in like the first 2 minutes of the game, I think, and he was just getting lit up by the Oilers, right?
Yeah, and like
coming up strong.
Incredible. Yeah, just like, and you could tell he's another guy, not as flexible as Quick or anyone, but like just long, lengthy kid that could just like come across and make that split save.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be harder for shorter goalies in the NHL. It seems like every goalie that we look up now is 6'2" or bigger. You know, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the only. Like, you have to be that in order to get into the NHL type of thing.
But yeah, Demko made those early saves, but then, damn, dude, McDavid popped off. Like, he just went to work, man. He had this one play, he's breaking up the right wing super fast, and then just immediately cuts hard left, breaks to the front of the net, and just buries it. It's nuts.
There were so many games. Was that the game that, like, I think it was the end of the first, like, with, like, 0.1 seconds left, something like that?
Yeah, it was that one. Yep.
That was nuts.
Because they won the face-off, snapped one on goal, went off the left pad, and then McDavid just pushed his way to the front of the net and raised it over the glove side of Demko. Nuts, man.
Nuts.
I think he had like a goal and 2 assists at least from what I saw. It's crazy to see him popping off like that. And Draisaitl had, I think, 4 assists by the end of the game. It's unreal.
I love those jerseys they were wearing, though.
Those are nice,
dark, was it dark blue?
Dark blue. It almost looks black.
Orange. Yeah.
But that bright orange is really
so
nice.
nice. It makes me want one, but I'm like, it's the Oilers.
You hate the Oilers for some reason, man. Holtby looked pretty good, too, in net. He kind of got dusted, but I think I had Vancouver winning that one. His new chest protector, did you see that?
Oh my god!
It's always weird to me seeing goalies like customize their chest protectors like that.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
You don't see it. Even if like he got like a dark blue and a green.
Although that's a lie. They had the away jerseys.
That's what I was just gonna say.
You could see through it.
But I mean, you're not gonna see it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not like taking it off to show everyone.
Yeah, I ended up picking Vancouver that game, and they ended up winning. Right? I thought Edmonton won. Maybe they won the second game.
I think it was Vancouver won the first game.
Yeah, that's what it was. They played back-to-back nights. I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. That's when we were doing the picks. I was like, oh, they're playing again. That's why I picked
so Edmonton popped off last night, which is Thursday. Opening night Wednesday. Vancouver won.
Right. Did you see? Well, obviously we were watching it. That Bruins game against the Devils.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Mackenzie Blackwood.
He looked really good, didn't he?
Stood on his head. It would have been so much worse, I feel, if Mackenzie Blackwood wasn't on his head.
The one thing that worries me is the Bruins are supposed to be a top-tier team, and then they're having trouble with a team like the Devils. Like, they're not supposed to be that good. Like, I don't know.
But it is first game of the season.
Yeah. They're getting all the rust off.
Which is what I keep saying to a bunch of these teams. I'm like, they're just getting the rust off,
but they don't have time to shake the rust off. Like, there's only 56 games. You got to get rolling. They did end up getting the win in the shootout.
It's like figure it out game one, and then really get going.
Rask really showed out in the overtime too.
He did really good. Rask didn't see much of any shots. The Bruins were all over New Jersey for a long time.
They went 35 for 37. Blackwood.
Right.
They had 37 shots on them, and then Tuch I think faced maybe 22 shots. So anything under 30 is like you kept them out of your zone. You know what I mean?
Exactly, for sure. And he came up big when Tampa Bay. You know who came up big? Marchand. The one guy that scored.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you count that as a hat trick, though? The shootout goal?
So, that's interesting. So, one of my buddies reached out to me today, and like he's not big into hockey. He wanted us to talk about it on the show, honestly. But he was like, all right, so say this. The team's tied 1-1. They go to overtime. Nothing happens. They go to a shootout, and one team scores 3 shootout goals. The other team only scores 2. He's like, is the final score 4-3? The final score is 2-1, right? Mm-hmm. Who gets that goal that puts them over the top? Is it whoever scored the game-winning shootout goal? You know what I mean? Because the final score is 2-1.
Right.
Your shootout goal doesn't count towards your stats as a regulation goal or a goal at all.
Yeah.
So do they put their name on that 2-1 goal, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know the answer, but an interesting thing to look at because obviously the score isn't 4-3. It's a 2-1 game. It's just who gets the goal. I would think that it's the guy that scores the winning one. You know, that third shootout goal that put them over the top. I don't know. Interesting
thought.
Sticking with Edmonton, though, Mike Smith out for a few weeks. He's on long-term IR, I think they put him on, right?
Yeah, it just came out today. I think it was early this morning. I saw he was just injured reserve. And then, early this morning, I saw Mike Smith not going to make practice or something like that.
Yeah, this all happened, like, today.
And then, midday or something like that, he's been on injured reserve for, there's a long time. There's no real... time for him to come back.
Yeah.
And there's no
info on it either.
At all. Like there's no, usually it'll be like upper body, nothing at all. So
just he's out. I don't know what that is. Maybe like I see unfit to play used a lot, and I don't really know how to read that. Is that health wise? Is that you play like
especially
shit?
Especially with COVID going on, I'm like, what does that mean?
Right. The other thing with him, did you see his Joey Moss tribute helmet?
No.
Fucking awesome. You know who Joey Moss is?
No.
So he was like a special needs. I think he's an employee for the rink. But he's like their rah-rah guy, like number one fan.
Really?
He's
nice.
It's awesome, man. It's so cool. He passed away last year.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's really sad to see. He was really close to a lot of those guys, and Mike Smith went and made a helmet for him, even though I don't think he was there. He just got there this season, right?
He's been on there.
He was
for
there
a few
last
seasons.
year?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The back plate of his helmet was all dedicated to Joey Moss.
Really? Awesome.
Another cool thing, the beginning of that game, they had a huge tribute video for Joey Moss. It was fucking awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, really cool to see.
I love when hockey teams do that and
yeah,
just
man.
like the organization as a whole.
One thing I liked, there was a young kid, maybe like 15 years old, that played with the Sharks. He was rostered as a Sharks player for the game.
Oh, I think
Remember
I know
that?
What you're talking about.
That was cool too, right? He got the skate warm-ups. He was crying. The whole crowd Gave him a standing ovation.
I remember that. The kid put a GoPro on his on his helmet that he had, and I found it on YouTube. It's pretty insane to see it from his perspective. I'm like,
coming out of the
shit,
shark's head.
as like a little kid.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
That was cool.
I love seeing that shit.
It's like something you won't forget for sure.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
with the GoPro, you just keep reliving it.
Yeah, that's cool.
We were just talking about Carolina, weren't we?
Sure.
I thought we were just talking about them. So Mrazek, we got to see his white Vaughn pads. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So he's got like 3 sets. I had to like count how many he has. He's got 3 sets of pads. He's got. Like,
Didn't you send?
one,
Was he the one that you sent like the fucking pile of goalie gear?
Pile of goalie.
It's just like fucking thrown on the floor.
I'm like, holy shit! And so he's got like, I think it's red, white, and black. Red, white, and black Vaughn V9 gear, and it's got like he's got 2 catching gloves of each set, and like 2 block. I think of each set.
Unreal.
Too.
Imagine chalking up how like doing the math and figuring out how much that pile of gear is worth. Like, oh my god,
insane. What? All right, we could probably break it down right now. So, like custom gear for like the pro, you're already looking at like probably. For I'll say glove and blocker and pads, you're probably looking at $2,500 to $3,000 for it just coming out. So now add another glove and blocker to that.
Call it another 1,000, right?
Probably call it like another 1,000. So $4,000 times $12,000 right there.
$12,000 for 3 sets. Damn.
Just piled up.
And he totally had more than 3 sets in that picture that you initially sent. That's nuts.
It's just a normal.
And he didn't pay a cent for them.
No, it's just a normal thing too, because he'll break all the shots that they see.
Oh,
they go through pads left.
Yeah,
and right,
probably like 3 times a season, don't you think?
I had to think about why I thought this was crazy. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's goalies that do this stuff all the time. Ty Conklin, I remembered him back in the day for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He had away, home, and I think alternate jersey gear.
Which I think you should, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? It's all fucking paid for.
Do it while you're out there, yeah.
Right? One thing with Carolina, I think they're really looking to him to Mrazek to step up and show that he'll be the starter over Reimer this season.
Right.
They need one of them to just be the guy.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna do it?
It's got to be Mrazek. I don't think, like, when I say it's got to be, I think the team is looking to him to be.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to be able to physically do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if he'll execute.
I feel like the team's been looking at him to do it for the past few seasons, though.
Yeah. It's like Family Guy. Come on, do math.
Come on, stop the puck. What did he say? He had that thing. Remember he was going crazy in the playoffs there, like 2 years ago, or something like that, where they're interviewing him after the game. He goes, "We're going to round 2, baby," or something like that, and he's like freaking out. You remember that?
No.
I always think about that. I'm like, what a fucking psycho.
That's awesome.
Just like Hellebuck. Hellebuck's another one. You remember that random thing that he did? I think what was it, last year or 2 years ago? Another thing that he did was, you know how the cameras would be in the dressing room to be like, you know how like the beginning of like NHL or NBCSN, they'll be like, "Oh, team's getting ready to warm up."
Yep.
You look over and Hellebuck's just like staring down the camera, just like not even blinking, and you're like, "What is wrong with this guy?" I know goalies are weird, but holy shit. Can you not look like a serial killer for 2 seconds?
He's like, I don't like being on camera.
What are you doing?
What do you want to get into next?
Let's see. So I did want to get into. I feel like we should talk about that a little after. I was going to talk about the John Gibson thing that I noticed, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Okay, so what do you want to get into?
Let's see. I want to talk about Thomas Greiss.
Yeah, let's do that. 40 for 42 the other night.
Greiss. Thomas Greiss looked phenomenal. I wasn't able to watch the full game. I was able to just watch the highlights. And even the highlights were just like, they really showed like him just standing on his head. Until I forgot Thomas Greiss was even traded or moved to Detroit to begin with. And then I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But
they got smoked as Detroit will this season.
Carolina was all over Detroit.
They are hot. They are fast. Like these speedy NHL teams
Yeah.
are the new thing. And sorry to cut you off, but one thing, I got NHL 21, and I got the online now, so I'm dusting fools online. One thing I noticed in that game, dude, is speed is the way to win. Like, it's nuts. And it's just like the actual NHL. Like, look at what McDavid and Draisaitl are doing. Like, these fast teams, these young guys are just, that's what it takes to win, you know?
Right.
If you can outspeed someone, you can outwin them, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Easily. You need the talent, too, the speed, guys that could shoot. Good to go. And you definitely saw it in this game. 43 shots against 14.
Yeah, right.
That's unbelievable.
14? I didn't see that.
14. They couldn't do shit. I was like, oh my God. So, like, again, like, they lost. I can't remember the score for that game. Can you look that up for me?
Yeah, I'll pull that up. It's nice. One thing I noticed, it's nice having the picks spreadsheet that I have.
It gives you everything.
It tells me who beat who, you know, like
Nice.
right in one simple sheet. It's
I kind of
awesome.
want to know the score, though.
I'm looking it up.
Do you have that up? Because I don't think it was by a lot.
3-0.
It was like 3-0
with an empty netter too.
See, that's
so
what I'm saying.
he was 40
So-
for 42.
Right, exactly. So, really did good. Stood on his head for the team. I hope he keeps playing the way he does, man. Like, I like Thomas Greiss. I like his style. I liked him back in San Jose. And
I say Grice. You say Grease?
I just call him Greasy. It's probably Greiss.
Savage.
Yeah, right.
I wish I could find somewhere that would just give us the phonetic pronunciation of these names because
Right.
we're probably screwing up left and right.
God. The announcer for the Caps game was screwing up Samsonov's name left and right. Who at one point,
But I was talking to a Caps fan at my work. He wasn't saying Samsonov, and he wasn't saying Samsonov. He was saying a third way. And he's like a hardcore Caps fan. So I was like, oh, shit, maybe that's how you say it. Like, it's nuts. I don't know.
Well, if he knows more than the announcer does, then I'll be shocked because the announcer is like, "Oh, saved by Samsonov," and then like 5 minutes later, he'd be like, "Samsonov made the save." We're like, all right, then what is it?
Right. I don't know. I mean, that's what I mean. If there was one easy place for us to go to and find these,
Because we had Sergei
pronunciations would be great.
Samsonov for the Bruins, right?
Yeah.
It's the same spelling and everything, and now we have Samsonov.
yeah.
So what is it?
But he's like I'm saying, he
Russians.
said it a third way too. So and he's like hardcore Caps fan. Like, I don't know.
Eh.
While we're there, how about Kuznetsov using Chara's stick in practice? That was hilarious. He's like, "Hey, can I use it for a minute?" He's like, "Yeah."
Just don't
break it. I don't have enough.
Yeah, no shit. They don't have wood left in the.
And I sent
forest.
you one video of it, and it was like real quick. Just Kuzi grabbed it, and his blade's like way out here when he's stick handling. But there was another video, I think it was on the Caps page, where he's like skating in circles around the ice with Chara, like looking at the stick, and he's asking him all these questions. He's like, "Yeah, I can get one made for you. Like not this size, obviously, get it size for you, but he has a ton of customizations on his stick that he can get done that I don't think Kuznetsov had ever seen.
No.
I don't know what it was, but he kept looking at the blade of the stick. There's something there that Chara does.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really
Well,
interesting.
Chara's the only guy in the league that
is allowed to have a
it's
stick that
exempt
big.
to have him.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. See, that's why the Bruins do such a shit job with with being on social media and everything. Like Caps
Cover a lot.
They cover a lot. Like you could see the goal. You can the mic'd up stuff is cool stuff for the Bruins.
The mic'd up starting more often with teams all over.
You don't see anything. You don't know what the hell the Bruins are doing. But
I don't think a lot of teams around the league are that active. Like I think the Capitals are like the most active team in the league when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Vegas is probably number 2. I'm sure Seattle will be up there.
what I'm saying is, I wish more teams were like that.
Yeah.
Because you really get like a more in depth. Like
And I think it'll come with time.
like
That's
the first time ever I've seen Chara give someone another player a stick, and
I guarantee you it's had to have happened.
he's been on the Bruins for how long? And that's the first time I realized like the difference in like I think because seeing Chara hold it, it's like it's just a normal
It's
stick.
a normal
and then
stick
he
'cause
gives
it's
it to
a
like
skip. Yeah.
just a normal
Imagine if you
kid.
saw like Marshawn
Holy
playing with it.
shit. Yeah, right. I'm like, where's that footage? I
Right.
guarantee you,
It's
he was
happened,
screwing
dude.
around with it.
It's happened. Absolutely.
I love that. I did love that mic'd up though with Chara because the whole mic'd up man is just like he's got that captain blood in him. Like he came in just like exactly what you're talking about. He's like, I'll make you that stick. Like we'll get this if you want it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Like he had that captain in him to be like, this is my team now. I'm here to help you guys out. Let's win this together. You know.
He's skating around with one of the trainers or the coaches, and he's like, "Oh, how you settling in?" He's like, "Oh, it's been a couple tough weeks. Like I move here, and then I have to quarantine a couple weeks, find a new place to stay." He's like, "But yeah, it's going well.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
That's
it's cool
awesome.
to see."
He's got leader blood in him, and
Yeah.
I fucking love that about him. What else we got? We got a list here, buddy.
Yeah, you want me to pick something?
Yeah, just pick anything, man.
All right. How about let's do helmet logos, man. I'm gonna rip this from my buddy's podcast. Shout out to Off the Rails podcast. They're covering like Mostly NFL right now. I'm sure they'll branch out more once the season's over, but that's the most important thing going on. Jesus, dude. Is that good?
You hear that? Really?
Was it yummy?
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, shout out to them. He sent out a tweet today, or the other day, and it was like, hot take. I don't mind the helmet logos, which I see a lot of people online bitching about. And he's like, but don't ever mess with the jerseys. Like, no logos on no brands on the jerseys, man. Like, what do we can't turn it into EuroLeague. Like,
You're right, though. It does kind of ruin the jerseys.
It does, I think.
When you watch like the KHL and stuff like that, you're like,
it's like, where's the logo?
Where's the team?
And I think I've mentioned it on here before. If not, like soccer teams, the main logo is the Fly Emirates, and like the main sponsor is their logo.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. Frig that. You got to have your own logo on there.
Right.
But yeah, we're really gunning to have my buddy Anthony on here. Once we get a third mic, have him in. He does the Off the Rails podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't mind the helmet logos. What do you think?
I don't mind the helmet. It looks good. I think the only reason why I think it looks good is because it's new. But
it's small. It's not. It doesn't catch your eye.
This might be a little like creak in the door for maybe the league to be like, all right, we can put one.
We can get more money out of this.
We can put them on the skates and stuff, and that's when it's going to get too far.
And they're going to do it once the fans are back. It's not like they're going to miss out on that revenue. That's here to stay.
Right. Exactly.
One thing, that I don't think is here to stay is the divisions are sponsored by a sponsor now too. Did you see that?
No, I missed.
It's like the Honda West Division, the Mass Mutual East Division. Like, I don't know, why would you do that? Like, you could have just left that alone. That's. I mean, I get it. You're getting a ton of money out of it, but I feel like I can't name it. But you could have found out another way to do a sponsor other than that. Like, that's just like, why am I going to say the Honda West Division every time? I'm just going to say the West.
I feel like there could be a way for the NHL to make money,
like some of the rinks had like legit Honda cars like in the corner of the rink. Like, you have room to do that now. There's no fans.
Right.
So fill it up with shit. Put a Honda there. Put whatever.
Yeah.
Put the big ass Bud Light bottle.
Like well, the one thing I was thinking about was like would I say Twitch, where like not like a subscribe thing, but like have people pay like $5 or whatever to watch the game, like support the team and like watch it from like Twitch or something like that.
Oh, or like get a different camera angle.
Yeah.
Like the NBA had something they were tampering with. I don't know if they went much further. They did like virtual reality. You could like pay for a seat and watch from that seat the camera angle.
That's what the WWE does. The new one they have. I can't remember what the hell they call it something, but there's TVs all around, and I think the people pay. Yeah, and when you watch it, there's like just faces, just people seeing it.
Yeah, I mean that's different because they're doing it to fill the stands. I don't know if they're giving them that camera angle. Do you know? Because like that's what the NBA was. You could get a virtual reality, like you paid for seat 12 in row B in load 5. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that'd be
so
sick.
You could see like specifically like I want to watch from this seat, and multiple people can have the same seat.
Oh wow.
So I mean, personally, I wouldn't pay for something like that.
No.
Just that's me. I can watch the whole game fine on the TV, but I think it's an interesting, cool little thing that you can maybe get $5-10 out of people to do.
I don't see why not. Because we were just talking about how Xfinity, Comcast, man, it's just so damn expensive.
Oh, dude, here's a big one. Nesson could not come to an agreement with YouTube TV this season for the Bruins, and a lot of people have been watching the Bruins on YouTube TV, which I didn't know about that. So
we have YouTube TV at my work, and I maybe really question like getting it. I think it's only like $70.
A buddy of mine has it. He's like, it's amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm going to do.
You won't get the Bruins with it.
That's the problem, man. So it's like after like hearing that,
you need
I'm like,
cable now.
Why do it? And we just talked about cable and why I got rid of it.
Yeah.
It's like because we were paying like $230 a month for.
Yep.
And at the time we weren't watching anything. There's no hockey, no nothing. So like now we're gonna pay $230 a month now to just watch hockey and nothing else.
Right,
like, why can't you just watch? Why can't I just pay for like a channel?
Okay, so I've heard good things about Fubo. I haven't done any research into it, and I don't know if this is the same thing. But there's something that's advertised that's pay for what you want to watch, pay by the channel basically. So you could be like, all right, I want Nesson NHL Network, and that's fucking it. So here's $20. Yeah, I don't know what it is. If you look it up though, you'll find something.
Fubo.
Okay. Fubo's a good one. I don't know what they provide, but there's another one that's advertising that you can pay by the channel.
Is that streaming or is it just like a regular channel?
The only reason I know about it is because one of my Brazilian friends watches like Brazilian soccer league through it. So I that's all I know. It's just like, and I've seen people chirping about it now because of the Ness and YouTube TV thing. Because I think you get the Bruins on Fubo. which is interesting.
I can't remember what game. Oh, you gave me Nesson. You gave me.
I gave you
login
Xfinity.
for Nesson. Oh, Xfinity, man. Another reason why I hate them. So through Nesson website, I can log into Xfinity and watch the Bruins from there. There's like a minute lag though, because I remember you were talking.
I was watching on an Xfinity stream.
Yeah,
so I went straight to the Xfinity
the Bruins
site.
scored, and I'm like, I don't see anything.
Yeah, right.
And so after that, I was curious. So I went on the Xfinity website, and you need to be on the home Wi-Fi in order
on my Wi-Fi?
On your Wi-Fi.
Oh,
on the website.
I forgot about that.
Oh, this is some bullshit. I'm like,
that's comedy.
Bastards.
They should just give you like Netflix does. You have up to 2, 3, whatever screens you want to pay for. You know? That's so dumb.
That's so dumb.
Such
Comcast
a scam.
is a scam and a half. Sponsor us, Comcast, so I get free shit.
All right, next up, how about the Hedman stat in the Lightning game? 3.21 miles skated.
Hedman is a tank.
He is, man. He's eating up ice time there, just covering.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. But, dude, 3.21 miles. What an interesting stat. They got to have something like on the skate, on the wrist, somewhere on him that they're just like Fitbitting him and just seeing how many miles he goes. Like, that's nuts. Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting, but it's also like, what do you do with that information?
Yeah,
Just
but I
talk
mean,
about
it's just a different stat, and they did one that worked. Like, they're basically throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
One stat that worked that they did was zone time or time on ice too.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll see like how long the Devils are in the offensive zone. You'll see how long I don't know, Henrik Zetterberg's been on the ice. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just like they're just trying to see what the next stat is that people like. But I just thought it was a cool little thing.
I'd be curious.
Yeah.
Did you say they track the puck too, like how fast the puck is?
So obviously they know how fast the goals are somehow. I don't know how, but they were tampering with bringing back the what do they call it? The neon puck, whatever the thing was. Remember that they would light it up?
Oh, yeah.
They thought about bringing that back this season, and they also thought about bringing in the new puck that they talked about using in the playoffs last year that had like a chip inside of it. So they could absolutely tell if it goes over the goal line. They could track how fast the puck's moving, things like that. Like,
how would that chip work though? Like,
it would change the puck because it's inside of the puck.
Right.
There's a chunk of the puck
that
missing.
chip would have to be the size of the puck though.
No. Do you know how small they can make shit now? They can make a computer that does what me
I'm saying,
and your
if the
computer
chip
does,
was
like this big.
If the chip was in the middle of the puck, on the inside of the puck, and the puck just like right on the line, like could the chip read that it's just on the line?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean they would put it in the dead middle of the puck.
Because here's my thought with that: we're just like if the chip was big, right? If the chip was the size of the puck, what I meant, it would like say. Well, actually, so the line on the would have to have something, right? Too.
Yeah, a sensor.
So it would have
the
to
chip is crossed.
So it'd have to. Oh, okay.
Right. Something like that. And they were also doing like you could see how fast the puck's moving, things like that.
Okay.
How many times it's like moved from stick to stick, how many different stick handles the guy's done. Like, have you ever seen the dudes in warm up going crazy, stick handling?
Like, holy shit.
The chip would be like, I've moved left, right, this many times. So you can know how many like stick handles per second the guy's doing per minute.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? Like you could get a lot of cool stats out of it,
right.
But players are now taking a puck that they've learned how to play with their whole lives, and now it's a little bit lighter or something's different about it. Like even just a mental thing, like, oh, dude, they changed the puck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that could mess with you.
Something like that.
Right?
Oh, interesting.
Right? I thought it was pretty cool.
I didn't think about that.
A lot to it.
I don't think these guys care.
They would.
They'll clap on it off the goal cam.
Oh yeah.
They'll shout at that thing.
Oh yeah. They don't care.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. What do you want to do next? We got a couple things left. You want me to tell you what we got?
Yeah, let's go through it.
We got 4 things left here. You got the Gibson quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have fighting in training camps. We have Matthews cross check, and we have Evander Kane going bankrupt.
Okay, let's get back on the goalie thing here. I want to talk about the John Gibson. So I was watching the John.
Good time for me to take a pee break because you go on a tangent. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. So I was watching the Ducks game versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And there's one thing I noticed that I kept going back and just kind of reviewing it. And there was this moment where, I'll take another one. There was this moment where the player's behind John Gibson's net, and he, for a split second, stopped looking at the puck and just went post to post, side to side. And in that moment when he came across, he went into the RVH, but as he came over trying to look for the puck, the puck was already passed over as a one-timer to Mark Stone, and Mark Stone just nailed it like right through him. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, even in goalie camps, like back when I went, like back in like 2010, 2011, like they were training you. RVH really wasn't a thing, but they were still training you to like not keep your eye off the puck. There was ways to just like have your head back, like look through the net, and it could have been something so simple as just a little switch up instead of Gibson just moving his head for that quick split second and just moving across and then having to retract that puck. It really goes to show you how something so small can destroy a goalie. Like, you need to be on top of your game for something like that, because these players are going to pick you for anything small that they notice. Mark Stone is a huge example of that, where he had Gibson's number that game. I think he had 2 goals on him. A goalie that I thought of when I was thinking about that issue was Jonathan Quick. I'll try to get a photo down here to show you what I'm talking about. Jonathan Quick, his RVH is it's so different, but it's what the RVH should be. He's so quick. He knows how to push off with his lead leg and the leg holding the post. But when you see him with the puck behind the net, he angles himself so he's looking through the net behind him, and he never lets go of that puck. He never stops staring at the puck. And I got to say, 99% of that time, because he's been tracking it the entire time, if the exact same play were to happen, he would have stopped that puck.
So one thing that I thought of, we were talking about this earlier, but I didn't mention it. One thing I thought of was that that's how they teach it now, is the way that Quick does it. And Quick is younger than Gibson. So I think that Gibson is using his old techniques, because like tracking the puck like that, it was almost like, all right, yeah, I know he's moving that way. I'm taking my eye off the puck and I'm turning my head and just assuming that it's going to be there.
Right.
Whereas Quickie's using the new method, which is like get as deep into the net and don't turn your head until you absolutely have to. Look back like through the net and get deep.
Right.
And turn your head at the last moment.
It could be training too. You never know. It could be something so small as him just messing up just a little bit. But as while you were gone, as I was saying, it's in this league, it's something so small like that could lead to a goal, and that could lead to like the end game,
because he was clueless in that play. You're absolutely right. He didn't know where it went.
He had no idea where it was, and it was just that instead of again just turning his head forward and not looking at the puck behind him, that's all it took. He came across quick to the other post in the RVH and was technically in position in the RVH. But Mark Stone was able to see that he didn't look at the puck. He has no idea where it is in that moment, and
he knows to shoot back where he came from too.
And he flung it right past him. So something I saw. I don't think a lot of. I guess if you play,
it's a good
hockey,
breakdown.
But yeah, I guess if you play hockey as like a player or just don't watch, it's again, it's something so small that like I guess a goalie would like see and be like, oh, that's where he messed up.
Yeah, it's a different perspective.
Yeah,
you could like a lot of hockey fans will watch and see like players screwing up and know what they did wrong, but they can't really tell what a goalie should have done to do this right.
Exactly.
To make that save.
But again, you never know. Next game, he's probably looking through the net, but I don't know. We'll have to see in the next game and really pay attention to that. But that's one thing I noticed that I do want to talk about. And for goalies, if anyone listening to, there's a bunch of training on YouTube you can look at. But it's, again, never take your eyes off the puck. It just keeps you in position for everything too. And you're constantly looking for where the play's at in front of you. And I don't know. Again, something so small can really help.
Yeah,
you
even just when he's rotating his head, take it in. See where the threat is in front of the net, and then like as you swing your head across to look back at the puck,
right?
Take note and see. Oh, the lethal opponent right here is Stone.
Right.
He's wide open right out front. That's where the puck could go.
Right. Exactly. So that was my take on that. Again, I'll try to have a photo to explain really what I'm talking about. There's 1,000 of them of Quick and what I'm talking about, but I gotta find I'll try to find a good photo of what I'm talking about with John Gibson to show you guys.
Yeah, like we threw up a couple NHL clips. Like the first one I think that we got flagged for was
we got copyright.
I think it was Mrazek punching Thornton, right?
Yeah, it was.
So he threw that one
No,
up.
it was Joe Thornton punching Mrazek.
Oh, that's right. That's
and
right.
We got some.
We got flagged, so
flagged
we
for
can't
that.
really put up the NHL clips. I want to look into that and figure out how we can have access to those clips and be able to use them, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
The whole point of this, the video podcast in the beginning was just it was supposed to show people exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So,
because it is a very visual game, you know?
Yeah.
We want to be able to share.
exactly.
All right. What do you want next?
All right. On a lighter note,
Well, none of these are really light topics, Matt.
You know, it's funny. as I was saying that on a lighter note, I thought of Evander Kane. I'm like, that's not so light.
That's not so light.
That's not-
You want to dive into that?
His pockets are light though. I'll tell you
His
that
pockets
much.
are definitely
Pockets
light.
are
No
very
more brick of money cell phone, like that picture he put up. So Evander Kane filing for bankruptcy. He is $26.8 million in debt. He's made, I believe, $58 million in his NHL career, which is an insane amount of debt. But I think the reason that he's been able to rack all that up is because loan people, casinos. It's mostly casinos that he's in debt with, I think. But people that give him loans are like, oh yeah, he's made a ton of money. He's gonna make a ton more. He'll be good for it. So here's the information on it. Evander Kane bankruptcy filing includes $1.5 million gambling loss last year, 7 family dependents, which he just had his first kid, I think, like this year. I don't know what the fuck that means, having family dependents. Like, is he writing off the dogs? I don't know. 6 active suits with Centennial Bank seeking $8.3 million. Monthly income of negative $91,131, and he's sitting out this season. Was supposed to make $8 million, I think. 1.2 mil credit to Sure Sports. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I did see some other company name that he was a heavy investor in, like esports gaming, something like that. And then a 1.8 mil counterclaim against a woman in a 2016 battery suit.
This
and then at
dude
the end,
is
hashtag
hurt.
SJ Sharks.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's fucking deep, man. That sucks.
That's probably
Poor
why
guy.
he's now on was that Cameo?
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
get some money
And
there.
the other thing that putting 2 and 2 together, that's why he probably wanted to fight one of the Pauls. Pay-per-view, get on like a
get some
huge
money,
fight like
yeah.
that, make some money and pay some of that debt off. Or go even deeper into the hole. Who knows?
It's a smart move on his part.
It is. No, absolutely. But, oh, man, 26 mil.
People hate
What's he going to do? If he sits out the season, he's not making that $8 million. Like, how are you going to make that? Well, he did file for bankruptcy, so they'll probably, like, pennies on the dollar. Turn that 26 mil into pennies on the dollar would be divided by 100, so 260,000, something like that. 2.6 mil. I don't know. I'm bad at math. But yeah, he would chop that down at least. I mean, we'll see if it goes through. I'm sure it won't be covered too much more after this, though.
Evander Kane OnlyFans going on.
Crazy. One thing I've noticed a lot, I don't know if it's because of COVID, they're covering these training camps more and getting more footage, but we're seeing a lot more fights in training camps. What's going on with that, you think?
I don't know. And before this, I think I saw maybe once or twice, but the first one I ever saw within the span of, I think it was like 2009-ish. This is when Jeremy Roenick was still playing. It was Jeremy Roenick fighting some like rookie kid. He punched him square in the face, and this is like way back in the day.
So back in the day, that used to be a thing. Like they would fight in camps to try and make their name and get a spot on the roster, and they would also, like, the coaches would be like, all right, guys, I'm not fucking around anymore. No fighting this year in training camp. Don't do it. And then, like, the first second, they're just dropping the gloves.
Dropping gloves.
But, I mean, it used to be a way to get your name out there, but these don't look like me trying to get my name out there. Like, there was one Vancouver, I think it was Vancouver, the guy, like, slew-footed him and, like, lifted the stick. They're coming out of the offensive zone, lifts his stick and gets his left leg behind him and just drops him intentionally. And they both go down, and they get up and just start chirping at each other, and then they both just drop the gloves and go at it, and it's like they just look pissed off. I don't know if the coach is like, hey, we want to see some fire out there, play like you want to be on the team. Maybe it's one of the taxi guys that doesn't want to be a taxi guy and wants to get on the squad. I don't know, but I mean, if you ask me,
Well, I got a good point now. You have a good point,
right?
For
There's a
some
lot.
of these
There's a lot of
guys,
things to
it's
consider,
like,
you know.
You got to really show you really want to be there.
Right.
That could be it.
But it's just like the slew foot thing pissed me off a lot. Like that's not cool. You're gonna hurt someone,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially your own teammate.
Yeah.
You don't do
But
that
I mean, there's been fights in like all of these training camps, and I think it's probably just because they're being covered more often to give fans something to look forward to.
Who did PK fight? Remember that?
This year,
Yeah.
or
It was. I think PK fought.
yeah,
someone,
he fought someone
and,
too. Yep, and they were throwing him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then it was like there was that next day where just like I had practice, they were just kind of hanging out, just like chilling. But it's a guy.
That's how it
It's
is.
a guy thing.
It's an NHL thing too. Like you could beat the bag out of someone. You don't want to see him get hurt. You know, you don't want to fuck them up, but
if one of us
afterwards we're done.
One of us did something and like we just beat the bag out of each other, we'd still be doing this podcast.
Right,
like,
yeah.
It wouldn't change. We'd be like, okay, we got it out of our system.
We're good.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it just caught me off guard. Like, it's a lot, and it's all inter-squad. Oh, first episode, the thing that I mentioned, I said Columbus. I meant to say St. Louis. St. Louis, the year that they won the Cup, they were dead last in January. They're the first team to ever do it, I think. Right. But they're dead last in January. They're fighting in practice, and that was a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
I remember that.
I said Columbus the first episode. Fucked up because we were talking about Blue Jackets, Blues.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember?
It's going way back.
So, So first episode, I meant to say St. Louis because they were fighting in training camps, and they went on to win the Cup, which is nuts. You know?
We gave you shit for that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Good. And lastly, I have Matthews. Austin Matthews was talking about the abuse of star players. I think it was typical Toronto. I think the media kind of spun this and made it look like Matthews was bitching because the interviewer asked him the question, like, how's your back feeling and how do you feel about, like, getting cross-checked in front of the net? And Matthews handled it very maturely. He handled it like a veteran and was like, yeah, you know, you hate to see it, and I think they need to be called more fairly, but my back's fine, and it is what it is, you know? So he's in front of the net. He gets... I don't like it because a cross-check is a cross-check, and it shouldn't be done. Like, if you're trying to clear the net, get both your hands off your stick, hold one hand on your stick, and move the guy. You know what I mean? Right. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing that in neutral zone or in the offensive zone on a break, like, it's going to be called. But he gets cross-checked twice, like, right in the lower back area, above the pant pad. You know, like, that place hurts.
It hurts, man.
You know?
It hurts. Like, there's no back protection at all.
Right.
And anything. Like, I've been hit with a puck in the back and stick in the back. And it just...
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to hurt. And especially
they're
players
fucking
right now,
giving it to him.
There's like 6'5" guys with like 235 pounds, something like that.
All muscle.
All muscle just giving it to you. It's going to hurt. And for him to just come out and really just like be professional about what he says and brush it off. And then you
especially in a rivalry game like that too.
Yeah, okay. You get in front of Victor Hedman while he's pounding you. Like,
right.
That didn't come out right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just see it as like I said, a cross-check's a cross-check. It has to be called, and there's got to be another way around it, you know? Mm-hmm. And I don't like the way that they worded it. Austin Matthews' agent questions abuse of star players. I think that this isn't a good example of that statement. I see a lot of, like, Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. They're just getting hacked and slashed all the way up the ice because they're faster and better than these players, and the refs aren't calling it because what else are players supposed to do? They can't keep up with that. That's an example of that. This is more, all right, the rule's clearly being broken here. He's getting cross-checked twice. Why is it not called? There's no reason. It's not because it's Austin Matthews. It's because it's a net front battle. You could put some plug out front, and it's the same story.
I was watching who's the Penguins playing this week? I don't think it was the Flyers. I think it was
this week it was Pittsburgh Philly.
All week?
Played,
okay, so it was
twice.
the Flyers.
They played today, and
I can't remember who the defenseman is, but Sidney was just like right in front of the net, and the guy must have been like a rookie or whatever.
Provorov?
It's like really like, you know, trying to, you know, like again, another cross check and like really trying to get
that's like the way to move players in front of the net. It's like a cross check's a cross check. Move them with just your hands. Put one hand on your stick and move them, you know?
And as a guy like that, it's scary as shit trying to defend Sidney Crosby. Like, you can do whatever you can, but he's going to somehow get that puck. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going to get that puck and roof it on the goalie no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, in that sense, like, some of these plays, like, it got to be rough. Like, I can't, like, again, like Austin Matthews, I was just saying, like, and Sidney Crosby, two of the, like, top players in the league. Like, D guys have to play rough with you. Like, they have to, because they know you're going to find a way to get that puck.
And it's going to get under their skin, too, and irritate them. And then
exactly.
their other guy's going to step in. It just throws them off, you know?
Right, exactly. So, I guess it's unfortunate, but it's, you know, it's hockey.
I think it's going to change, and it's going to have to change the way that the league's going.
Right.
Like, they're basically moving fighting almost out of the game. You're not seeing as many, like, line-them-up hits and kill people.
No.
But, like, those cross-checks last night reminded me of back in the days, like old-time hockey, when they would just swing sticks at each other and beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that, man?
Oh my God.
Brutal. Like, full-on, like, lacrosse swings.
Like Ron Hextall type of shit, too.
Yeah.
You ever see him just
break someone's knee? He hits him in, like, the side of the knee, and you just see him buckle.
I can't remember what he did. I think the play went, like, away, and Ron Hextall just absolutely just batted someone. Just like an axe. I'm like, holy shit, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But totally different back then.
It was, man.
I think the worst part was like there's no real padding back then compared to now.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
these guys are like limping off the ice after games.
Yeah. Just absolutely
concussed, and no one knows what a
battered, and
concussion
broken.
is. Right. Nice little simultaneous.
Yeah, we were in sync right there.
Nice.
Sorry, I was thirsty.
No, that's fine. Is there anything else?
Drained it, dude. That's all the topics, buddy.
That's amazing.
Now we got free skate. Do
Free
whatever we
skate
want.
right now. So, how many games have you been watching so far?
Basically just what I can get. What did I do today? Today was mostly do some work around the house day. Yesterday there were a ton of games on. What did I do last night? I have such a bad memory. But Wednesday night I did watch a lot of the games. What about you?
So I try to watch as many as I can. The problem is finding the website.
Yeah. So I just showed you a website before this too. This is good for after the games for anyone that's listening. It's called Don't Tell Me the Score. It's dtmts.com. It gives you spoiler-free highlights. So if you don't know who won the game, you go to this website. There's no scores listed. You watch the highlights of the game and you get to see who won through the highlights.
Which is cool.
It's pretty nice. It's a good site to see all the highlights, and it's all NHL footage.
A lot of the sorry, long day. So a lot of the highlights that I watch is through on YouTube, the NHL.
Mm-hmm. So this basically uses those.
It's pretty cool though, because like I'll click on a thing, click on a video, and it already tells you who won and who lost.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, let me just watch it for the highlights. But this would be cool. It'd be like watching a game for like
for the first time.
So
for me, I usually know who won what because I'm doing fantasy all the time.
Right.
My fantasy hockey team's actually looking pretty good. The Keith Yandel thing might screw me in one of my leagues though. Like I was really banking on him. You know.
What are you gonna do?
Fucking trade him, ship him.
You gave me shit about that. I was making a joke.
You were not making a joke. You were being serious.
I was making a joke.
You said trade Wagner.
Yeah, I was making a joke.
That was not a fucking joke. Get out of here.
He had a shit play. And
Call
I'm like,
Felger and Maz and talk about that.
Trade him. I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, we're with you, buddy. Want to throw Rask in there too? All right.
Maybe we'll get some pucks for him.
Actually, as you were talking about Felger and Mass, I was actually listening to them today, and they were the ones talking about the hockey, like we were talking about, like the pucks and everything, the tracking. And everything.
Yeah, they were talking about that,
and they were discussing that. They said something about sticks too, like stick movement, some shit like that, and I'm like, that's the first time I heard it. You said it, and that, but
that's
like
funny.
A few hours ago, it was like the first time I heard it. I'm like, what the hell?
No, what's cool to see is when they do motion capture for the NHL video games, they use I think Pavel Barber. That's not his actual name. His name's Hey Barber on Instagram. You follow him?
Yeah.
He's nasty with the stick handling, but they use him. They light him up with motion capture, and they'll have him play one-on-ones against a defender and just do all types of moves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is his name really Hey Barber, though?
Yeah, well, he uses a fake name. He calls himself Pavel Barber.
The way you said it. I was
and then,
like,
his Instagram handle's Hey Barber.
He's been around for a while.
He's awesome, dude. He's awesome. I love watching his stuff. He breaks down a lot of footage, too. I like that. I like seeing that. Different perspective.
It's crazy doing this podcast because as we're doing it, the YouTube algorithm's like, oh, okay. His other people you've never heard of before. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it's just like, well, Pavel Barber is part of it, and then, I brought this up, and I can't remember who. It's a bunch of new names. I'll have them all down here, because I started watching it. Oh, Hockey Reviews Canada. Do you ever hear about that guy? Yep. He's really good. I watch Trafford Oilers, but they keep showing me that, and there's a few other.
Ollie Postinen.
Yeah. No, there's
on the bench. You know those guys?
OTB, yep. I know who they keep bringing me up is Goalie Crease Net.
Yep, Goalie Crease Net.
But I don't know why, because the last thing he posted was like 2017 or something like that.
Right.
I don't know why you're doing this now. Who do we got playing tonight?
Oh, tonight. The only game left is St. Louis, Colorado. The other one's all ended. So Tampa Bay beat Chicago. Philly beat Pittsburgh again. And Tampa beat Chicago again. Ottawa beat Toronto tonight. Washington beat Buffalo again, I believe. Mm-hmm. And Colorado and St. Louis should be wrapping up soon. Let me check the score on that. Avalanche.
Avalanche.
What else you got?
We still got to do picks for...
Oh, you want to announce some picks? Oh, let's pick out a game for next week.
You going to do it again, the Instagram Live?
No, well, maybe. Holy crap! 8-0 final, Colorado over St. Louis. Oh my goodness!
Hey, did I have them?
Yeah, we all picked Colorado. So that bumps us up to 13 out of 20. No, 13 out of 19 and 15 out of 19.
Holy shit! 8-0?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. 13 out of 20, 16 out of 20. Yeah. Wow, 8-0, dude.
Who started?
To the Blues. It's got to be.
That's the second game in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did they play last night? Let me see.
I can't remember if they did. There's a lot of games last night.
Yeah, there were, but no, they played opening night, and then they played again tonight.
So it's Bennington.
Yeah.
You would think, right? And so he just got fucking lit up. Or is it who's the actual backup now? Oh, sorry.
Jesus, don't put me on the spot. I don't know, dude.
Well, you got the thing
I
up.
don't keep up with this shit.
I think it.
They don't have it.
Was
there.
it Willie Huso?
Yeah, Ville Husso, right?
Willie Huso. Oh, was it him? And just got fucking lit up. Oof. Can you imagine?
Lose at Avalanche. Say hi to the new guy, it says.
Oh.
So, yeah, it must be Husso.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, just got lit up the first game. Oh, that's rough. Come on, baby. I really want to know now.
Yeah, Franco and Grubauer played tonight. One of them pitched a shutout.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's nuts. Any games looking forward to this week?
I haven't really looked at the schedule yet. At all, really. I was gonna...
I've been going day by day with everything because there's
me
so
too.
much where
It
it's
is a lot
like,
to take
I don't
in.
want to give myself anxiety.
Let me pull it up right now, though. Do you have anything else we can talk about? That'd be good.
So you talked to me about NHL 21 and Hut, and I'm not a fan of
Oh,
HUT.
all right. So, yeah, Hockey Ultimate Team, they have them in Madden, too. I really like this game mode. It's a lot of work, and it used to kind of suck because your guys would get injured. You would have to keep up with contracts, things like that. This year, they reworked it, and it's really nice. So I'm like when it comes to video games, like I like to like complete things. So being able to like collect the whole set of like cards for each team is kind of cool to me.
Right.
But now there's no contracts, there's no injuries, and you just set up your roster. You find whatever players you want and just play them. You know, it's a lot easier now, I think. So, I don't know. It might be worth giving it a second look. I have fun with it, at least. So, today we got, now that it's Saturday, we have a ton of games tomorrow. 10 different games. Okay, so then Sunday there's only 2 games. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to announce a live game right now. Maybe we'll take a week off and then get it all together.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's an interesting game that I think we should watch. Maybe Lightning Blue Jackets Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
I'm telling you, some of these games are going to be interesting just because of the situation they're in. We're just like, how teams are just seeing each other left and right. We're like, all of a sudden we're going to see like different rivalries or like something happened like literally the other day, and now we get to see them tonight.
And one thing that's interesting too is these picks. Like, I'm almost like nervous picking this team to win 2 games in a row, but at the same time, it's like they're gonna win both of these games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had talked about this before recording, and I was talking about the picks for was it Vancouver? Where I was just like, wait a minute, it's like, wait, Holtby played last night, so that means Demko's in net. Like, you got to have that mindset. We're just like, all right, things are switching up.
No, what's a good site for that is Daily Faceoff. They give you like, he's confirmed to be the starting goalie. This guy was the first guy off of warm-up skate this morning, or he's more than likely the starting goalie tonight, but we're not confirmed yet. It's really cool.
Huh.
And they'll give you like the full lineup for the game too. Like when teams have to submit their roster for the game, it has that. It has like the starting forward lines and D lines.
Oh, good move.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
I use that a lot for my fantasy.
You do?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because sometimes I always roster 3 goalies in fantasy because goalies do give you decent points. So having that third guy, like if all 3 play, that's the only time they have a question mark of who do I start. But then I go to that website and I see, oh, my third guy's not even starting tonight, so I'm going to play the other 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
Huh. Let's get back to the NHL Hut. Like, so explain why you like that so much. It's the trading card one, right?
Yeah, but it's not like a trading card. It's you're building your own team out of whatever cards you pull from packs. But I don't know how to explain it. You don't really need to buy packs. You could just save up your coins and go to the store and like there's an auction house where everybody sells players. And you could just go there and be like, I want a 91 overall. There's different numbers too. So you could have a 91 overall Pasternak. You could have like 87 or 73. You know what I mean?
Okay,
There's
yeah.
different levels, and you could pay different amounts for them. So you roster the best team that you can. You're playing in a certain division, and then you just go out and play against other teams, and they're all made up of random players. Like, you could be playing against a guy that has, like, some dudes from the East Coast League. You know what I mean?
All right.
So it's just different.
Oh,
And you can
okay.
have old school players. Like, you could have Patrick Waugh in that on your team.
I'll give it a go.
You know? Yeah, I mean,
Give
it's
it a
just...
go.
And in years past, it has sucked. Like, it's like, dude, now I got to buy all these contracts to keep these guys playing. I got to buy this to make sure he's not injured. You know, it's like, it's annoying. But now it's like, once you have your team set, nothing changes.
Right.
So you just go out there and keep upgrading.
Okay. All right.
Give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot.
But yeah, I'm going to dust you online too, in like a regular game. Yeah, we're doing that. Because I finally got online. So if anyone else wants to play, hit us up. I actually don't think I told you this. I changed my PSN name to Posttopostpod. So if anyone wants to play, add me on PlayStation Network, Posttopostpod.
Nice. I was just actually had a shower thought this week of setting up a Twitch so we can get on
Yeah,
Twitch.
we should do that too.
We could play. We could just sit here. We can set up your PlayStation 4 and just stream.
Yeah. One thing that I would rather do, though, is probably upstairs because we can get a wired connection. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know, playing on Wi-Fi sucks sometimes.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah,
But
you
we'll
get a
figure
port
something
for
out.
Twitch, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense for streaming. Huh. Yeah, that's a good move. I might need to get a thing for the camera too.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can run an Ethernet cable down here.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Just it's all plans, all thoughts.
Yeah.
Never know. So with NHL 21 set, any other games you've been playing?
No, just been grinding Rocket League. That's it.
RL.
Yeah.
See you in RuneLite all the time though.
Yeah, RuneScape. I play that a bit.
Are you just farming on there?
What do you mean?
Like, what was the thing that you said you do where you just like, my character does something, then I just minimize it and go to work for the day or something like that?
No, that must have been one of the other guys.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No.
Because
No.
you and a few other guys on the Discord that were on play RuneScape.
Yeah, big into RuneScape.
Yeah, I know. That's nuts. Tommy's always playing it.
Yeah, that's the only game Tommy plays. Like, he'll play a little bit of Overwatch, but for me,
Jump right back on
I don't know.
RuneScape.
RuneScape's something that I pop in, pop out of. I've been playing that since like 2010, since I was in like high school.
Yeah, I think Tommy was saying the same
2009,
thing. But I don't
yeah.
think I've ever been hooked on a game. Like, I've loved games, but I don't think I've been hooked on a game.
You're
like
more
I
of a
said
single
that.
player guy, though, right?
I like single players. I like.
I think you like story games, like Limbo. You liked a lot.
I love story games, like indie story games, like Limbo 2. The trailer came out. I can't wait for that. I don't know. Depends. I just told you I got the VR headset, and I got
Mhm.
Trover Saves the Universe, the Justin Roiland game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fun. Oh, I had VR chat just hanging out in my Steam, and I was like, oh, let me try this.
It's a cancer. The cancer on society.
It's not so. It's not like little kids just screaming and everything. I think they fixed that. Whatever.
Oh, they fixed that,
I
did
think
they?
they fixed it, but I gotta.
They haven't fixed that online on anything else yet.
I don't know if it's like the Boston server or just like wherever the hell I'm in, but there's a shit ton of furries on that.
Oh my god,
it
dude.
is
Turn
insane.
it off.
Like,
We're done. Show's over. Go to bed.
We're in, Sarah having like a last night. I was just on it, just kind of. I'm in the background, just kind of hearing someone argue on it, and like we're gonna take this to court, and they actually opened up a portal, and there's a courtroom in there. So I'm like, what the fuck? So like I went in with them, and it's just full of furries. I'm like, what is this? And I had to like shut off. I'm like,
Oh
all
my
right,
god.
too much. This is where you guys hang out.
I wish I never heard that.
Yeah, right. Well, now you know. I'm helping you out,
Yeah,
and
you
everyone
learn
listening.
something new.
Yeah,
You learn
don't get
something new
VR
every
chat
day.
unless you're a furry. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm signing off.
I mean, we had a lot to talk about today. I think we just went through it way too quick.
No, we're right on time.
Right on time, you think?
What are we at? $1.20?
$1.10.
$1.10. Perfect.
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 Want to sign off? Nice and easy
think so.
little night. We got plenty. I mean, it just started, so we got plenty to talk about next
Yeah, I mean,
week.
thinking about it, we've had 2 nights of games, or technically 3,
3.
but we had so much content to talk about, and now we're going to have even more because we're recording Friday. We obviously have a full week before we record next time, and it's all just game, you know?
I was going to talk about, the notes that we're doing for the show. I mean, like, especially the World Juniors, we're taking notes per game.
We
And
can't do
I
that.
was telling Chris, I'm like, there's no...
We're not the NHL network here.
Exactly, we're not. And, like, I'd have 20 pages of notes, and it'd just be... it'd be stupid. So I was just what I ended up doing, just taking bullet points down.
Yeah, and you guys out there listening, if there's anything that you see you want us to talk about, like my buddy today told me, oh, how does the shootout work? How does the game-winning goal work? Anything you guys think of, hit us up. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, anywhere you want to hit us. We're looking to talk about stuff. So
I try to watch all the games as much as possible. Like
I at least watch all the highlights.
Yeah, especially all the highlights. Like it's been difficult again trying to find the games and watching them online when you don't have cable.
But I think that Don't Tell Me the Score site's going to help you with that.
Yeah,
because then at least you can get the highlights.
That's going to be good. But there's going to be so many games throughout the week that I'm sure we'll skip a few. So if any of you guys see a game, see something crazy, or know something like any news that happen, get us on Twitter, the Gmail, Discord. A link for everything's in the description below, and the link also will be in the Apple and Spotify description below too. I still haven't figured that out for everyone listening to Apple and Spotify. You're just gonna have to copy that link and put it in the URL because
you can't click links through Spotify and Apple.
You just can't do it?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was going through like Reddit pages trying to figure out what to do, and someone...
It's like Instagram used to be. I think they fixed it, but like any comments, you couldn't click links, I don't think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like how you can't tell like Apple and Spotify like how many people clicked it, like how many people
how many listens and stuff.
So it's like
weird.
I don't know. Just something I would like.
It might be something through the server that we're using to upload to. Maybe there's another one that's better that can give you more insight for more money. Something to look into.
Yeah.
But I think from my end, the watch party thing was a special thing for the opening night. Maybe in the future, if there's any games that someone wants me to specifically do, I'll jump on and do it. I don't care. But for the most part, I don't know. One and done. Maybe we'll do it again when we're growing a bit more. Yep. But it was cool. I got to interact with probably like 8 to 10 people. Had some fun.
That's cool. I hopped on there for a bit, and I noticed you were doing good. So
yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was cool. Definitely want to grow this thing more and more. We got our business cards in the other day.
Yeah, we got business cards now.
So I'm gonna
start looking for some help.
So, with that said, let's sign off for the night. It'll be nice and quick. Little podcast for everyone. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please don't be shy to leave it in the comments below. Get us on our Gmail at posttopostpod@gmail.com. You can find us Instagram, Twitter, Facebook now, and Discord. So plenty of options for you guys to roast us or ask comments or anything.
Roast Matt.
So
roast me.
Yeah, Chris has had it worse than I have. So, again, thank you everyone for listening, watching with us, and appreciate you all. We'll see you guys all next week. Everyone have a good night. Have a good week. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, shit, we almost forgot, guys. We want to slam these shots. We do a shot every episode, so bombs away.
Not forgetting that. Oh, boy. Everyone have a good night. Bye.